I came across a video last night, guys, and I'm trying to figure out, now I'm no legal scholar, so I'm not sure how well this is going to play in court.
Secret footage has been released that reveals that Blake Lively was working with Taylor Swift the whole time?
Nothing good ever comes from pointing the finger at somebody.
Well, meanwhile, the world of Hollywood has been torn apart by a brand new controversy. This is the controversy between a human named Justin Baldoni and another human named Blake Lively.
What a way to start the week.
Leaked footage has ignited a firestorm, suggesting Blake Lively used Taylor Swift's influence to take control of It Ends With Us, fueling Justin Baldoni's legal battle. In a revealing podcast, Baldoni opens up about the emotional toll, anxiety, and betrayal he faced amid allegations of harassment and industry sabotage. His team has now released alleged receipts, texts, emails, and behind-the-scenes details, claiming Lively and Ryan Reynolds orchestrated his removal. As Swift distances herself from the controversy and Hollywood takes sides, this explosive scandal is shaking the industry, leaving fans questioning just how far Lively went to secure her power. Is this another celebrity PR war, or something far more sinister?
I came across a video last night, guys, and I'm trying to figure out, now I'm no legal scholar, so I'm not sure how well this is going to play in court. But to me, this is pretty damning against Blake Lively and specifically Taylor Swift. So for the movie It Ends With Us, they were doing different press tours, different press runs, and seems like most of the cast is there, especially the main characters, of course, not Justin Baldoni, because he was pushed out of all of the promotion for it or doing the press tours. He was even put in the basement during the premiere of the movie It Ends With Us, even though he owns the rights to the movie. He got it. He was the main producer, the director, his production company. It was the ones that did it. It's just insanity, the number of things that were done to him. But I'm astounded at the hubris of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and even Taylor Swift, but specifically Blake Lively. Her mouth continues to get them in trouble. She has said some things and done some things, admitted things that at the time she thought, I guess she was going to get away with it. But now when you look at the lawsuits and the receipts, it's coming back to bite her in the behind.
The legal battle surrounding the film It Ends With Us has taken a dramatic turn, with leaked footage suggesting that actress Blake Lively leveraged her close relationship with Taylor Swift to gain control over the movie's production.
But take a listen to this, what Blake Lively admits, because this might be a smoking gun.
Was it exciting? Did you have to make some calls?
There were a lot of calls made for a lot of songs in this movie. Honestly, like this movie, I think that like when you see it, it feels like a big, beautiful summer movie, but like we didn't have any budget. So there were a lot of favors and a lot of begging and
Your knees for Taylor?
I mean, honestly, she was with me on this experience the whole time, all throughout it. So like she really lived this with me. Yeah, she was, she's a person who shows up for you. And
did you hear that?
This revelation has intensified the ongoing feud between Lively and director Justin Baldoni, who has filed a $400 million lawsuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and their PR representative Leslie Sloan, alleging defamation and industry manipulation.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy. Well, for what?
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon, but it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. And that's what it's going to be, essentially about. But there will be a number of causes of action. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. There's Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent who will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued. And we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. And some of them will come as a surprise. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
The controversy initially stemmed from Lively's allegations against Baldoni, accusing him of harassment and creating a hostile work environment. In response, Baldoni launched his countersuit, asserting that Lively and her allies orchestrated a smear campaign to push him out of the project. The leaked footage, which surfaced on social media, purportedly shows Lively admitting that Swift was deeply involved in the film's production. In one clip, Lively states, "She was with me on this experience the whole time," fueling speculation that Swift's industry influence played a significant role in shaping the movie's direction.
The conflict began in December of 2024 when Blake Lively filed a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department accusing Baldoni and others, and remember he was the director and one of the stars in the film, accusing him and others of creating a hostile work environment on that film set. She alleged sexual harassment, boundary violations, even being pressured into filming a controversial naked birth scene. Lively claimed that after speaking up, she was subjected to retaliation, including what she says is a smear campaign aimed at discrediting her in the public. And the situation escalated quite dramatically, I'll add, when the New York Times published this really big report the day after Lively's complaint that included these conversations between those in Baldoni's camp about seemingly or allegedly taking down Lively. There's one specific exchange that comes out a lot, and it's between Baldoni's former publicist and also his crisis manager, and it included this ominous message: "He wants to feel like she can be buried," to which the crisis manager replied, "You know we can bury anyone." Now, Baldoni has adamantly denied these claims.
Podcasts such as the Candace Owens podcast and Two Angry Men have dissected the implications of this footage, with Owens alleging that Swift was used as an intimidation tool against Baldoni. The Two Angry Men podcast further analysed the legal intricacies of the case, suggesting that neither party wants a trial due to the potential exposure of damaging details.
I mean, Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively for $400 million, the New York Times for $250 million. This is ridiculous that on both sides, these are actors who got into a fight and hated each other, and they hired PR people, and both sides tried to take the other side down, which is what they do all the time. And I know that because we're on the receiving end of both sides calling us, trying to trash the other side. So it's almost like goose eggs for both of them. And I don't think either of them really wanted or expected to get money. What they wanted was to tank the other person and maintain their career.
One of the most controversial claims in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively and Reynolds pressured Sony to replace the film's original composer with Deadpool's composer, allegedly due to a past personal grievance between Swift and the original musician. Sources within the industry have also alleged that Reynolds mocked Baldoni in Deadpool 3, adding fuel to the accusations of industry bullying.
Blake realizes she needs to hire an experienced film editor to fix it. So Blake uses a T Swift song in the movie that the studio loves having in there. Again, that fact check's true. We all know that they used a Taylor Swift song and they did a lot of press about that. Taylor Swift finds out that the original composer for the movie is someone that she worked with in the past that was mean to her. And she says it's either me or it's him. So you can use my song, but you gotta get rid of this composer. Sony fires that composer to keep the Taylor Swift song. I think that's everything I know. Guys, I'm feeling that every single bit of that post, which happened 4 months before the general public was aware of anything going on, before any lawsuits were filed, has to be absolute facts. So that again puts Taylor Swift at the center of this It Ends With Us drama saga, composers leaving, music in there. She was involved during this time heavily with Ryan Reynolds and with Blake Lively. And for that reason, my friend, I am sorry, but you have to be subpoenaed. I'm sorry. You're coming to court. I am subpoenaing Taylor Swift in this lawsuit that I had nothing to do with, but I'm telling you right now, Justin Baldoni,
Additional leaked text messages have emerged, revealing Lively referring to herself as Game of Thrones Daenerys Targaryen, with Swift and Reynolds as her dragons. These messages, included in Baldoni's legal filing, are cited as evidence of a concerted effort to oust him from the project.
He alleges that he felt pressured by Ryan Reynolds and this mega celebrity to essentially accept Lively's rewrites of a key scene of the film, and that this meeting happened at Lively's penthouse where Reynolds and this mega celebrity spoke to Baldoni, basically praising her rewrites. And to be clear, not directly telling him to make any changes, but Baldoni claims he felt the pressure of them. And while Taylor Swift isn't mentioned directly in that conversation, in a text message about this, the name Taylor is written, and we believe this mega celebrity to be Taylor Swift. Now, the message is actually purportedly from Baldoni to Lively, where it reads, "Also was working on rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot, makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor." And then Lively seemingly writes back, "Both Ryan and Redacted have established themselves as absolute titans. They also know I'm not always good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the ease of the process. They don't give an S about that, and because of that, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm." And then she apparently refers to herself at one point as Khaleesi from Game of Thrones and comments to having dragons who will protect her, seemingly alluding to Reynolds and Swift. So from that alone, Bradford,
a key meeting at Reynolds' penthouse allegedly involved intense hostility toward Baldoni, with a Sony representative later expressing regret over witnessing the incident.
And I'm going to read this right from the lawsuit website because this is important. It says, "The team arrived prepared with production binders in hand, eager to kick off the next phase of filming. However, Lively had different intentions for the meeting. She began by reading from notes on her phone, outlining a series of alleged infractions from phase 1. Reynolds then berated Baldoni. Baldoni resisted, apologizing for things he had not done, which further enraged Reynolds. Everyone, including the new producer, Lively had requested to join the production, and the Sony representative left the meeting in shock. The new A-list producer remarked that in their 40-year career, they had never seen anyone spoken to in such a manner during a meeting. Later, the Sony representative shared that they often reflected on the meeting and regretted not intervening to stop Reynolds' tirade against Baldoni." And my question is, what is Ryan even doing here? Like, sincerely. How did he weasel his way into all of this? Crazy.
Despite Swift's attempts to publicly distance herself from the legal dispute, speculation continues to swirl regarding her potential involvement. Reports suggest that she was unknowingly entangled in the drama, with some insiders claiming that she felt used by Lively. The Daily Mail reported that Swift's team has denied any direct involvement, emphasizing that her presence in the film's production was minimal.
Sources say Taylor Swift and Blake Lively remain good friends in private despite the ongoing legal drama. Swift is apparently trying to distance herself publicly from Lively, given the public relations nightmare. Normally, Swift is very outspoken in promoting her friends' projects. However, when It Ends With Us premiered, she did not tell her fans they should go see it in theaters. Swift showed her support in another way by lending her music to the soundtrack. Since the film's release, it's been alleged that she made even more contributions behind closed doors. Baldoni claimed in his $400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit against Lively that she used Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds to pressure him into accepting edits she had made to the script, even though it was later revealed the edits were not even made by Lively, but by Reynolds.
Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, has been vocal about his client's position and claimed that they will reveal crucial evidence supporting Baldoni's claims. He also suggested that Swift could potentially be deposed as part of the legal proceedings. The attorney further criticized media narratives, alleging that biased reporting has shaped public perception in Lively's favor.
The last thing she wants is to take the stand. She doesn't want her husband to take the stand. She doesn't want Taylor Swift to take the stand, nor do they want to take the stand. So if they came to you and just said, we will basically call this a massive misunderstanding, can we just drop it? Would you entertain it? I'm curious.
I mean, he was called a sexual predator. So are they saying he's still a sexual predator, but it's a misunderstanding?
You know, Harvey, when you're in the middle of representing one of these people who's in the eye of a storm, and Brian's done it a zillion times, I've done it a fair amount of times, you need to be vindicated. Because at the end of the day, you're not, no amount of money will get you back to square zero. To your point, Harvey, as many people didn't know Baldoni as they knew Lively. However, Lively, be careful what you wish for, has, the public has gone full Amber Heard on her. And Baldoni could have been defined, as Brian just said, as the sexual predator, but for the magnificent job he's done here. So, it's a horrible body blow to have to take and have, can't leave your house. I don't know, and I haven't asked you this, Brian, but I'm going to assume he's got round-the-clock security and his family's had to be relocated and the whole bit.
Adding another layer to the dispute, Lively is also facing a $7 million lawsuit from a crisis manager she allegedly defamed. The legal battles and shifting public sentiment have led many to compare this case to the infamous Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial, where allegations and counterclaims played out in the court of public opinion as much as in the courtroom.
Blake was actually sued again. So she was sued for defamation by Jed Wallace, who's the owner of crisis PR firm Street Relations, and he alleges that she falsely claimed in her complaint and lawsuit that he participated in an alleged smear campaign against her, which he says caused him millions of dollars in reputational harm. And this is referring to his inclusion in Blake's initial complaint against Justin, Wayfarer, and several others. So now he's also saying, this is false, we had nothing to do with this, like she's allegedly claiming. And he's only suing her for $7 million, which, not that that's not a ton of money, it's just a lot smaller than the $400 million that Justin is suing her for. So I guess that's kind of a tiny win for Blake, even though it's insane she's getting sued again.
Despite the legal and PR battles, It Ends With Us remains a highly anticipated film, though its promotional campaign has been overshadowed by controversy. The decision to replace Baldoni's cut of the film, with one favouring Lively's vision, has drawn criticism, with some reports claiming that test audiences preferred Baldoni's version. His exclusion from key promotional events and the premiere only reinforces claims that he was deliberately sidelined.
Things start to go down again. Sony informs Wayfarer that Lively has escalated her demands, now requesting solo time in the editing suite with her own editor. A shocking and unprecedented overreach. To make matters worse, Wayfarer is told that Lively has made it clear that she will not promote the film unless this demand is met, knowing the failure of the lead actress to promote the film would be detrimental. Wayfarer reluctantly agrees to grant Lively 10 days in the editing room with her personal editor, with the understanding that her ideas will ultimately be incorporated into Baldoni's director's cut. Then, a month later, May 2nd, 2024, they say while Lively is holding the film hostage in the edit room, she is simultaneously stalling the film's marketing by refusing to approve key materials, including the trailer release. With less than 3 months until the film's premiere, Sony becomes increasingly alarmed about the delayed rollout of the trailer, a cornerstone of the promotional campaign. Obviously, Lively will not approve the trailer release until she is granted more time in the edit room with her personal editor. Adding to the pressure, Lively made a veiled threat, implying that she might change her mind about reaching out to Taylor Swift to secure the use of My Tears Ricochet for the trailer if her demands are not met. So there she goes, using Taylor again, her precious dragon. So weird.
As the case unfolds, it is expected that Baldoni's legal team will release a website containing all evidence supporting their claims, making the information publicly available for scrutiny. If this occurs, it could significantly shift the media narrative and bring new insights into the power dynamics at play within Hollywood.
So let's talk about that website, because that was just a monster of a website. You go on it, and at first there's the amended complaint. Second, there's 168 pages with screenshots, with text messages, with emails, pictures that show or try to show what started as a seemingly friendly and complimentary relationship between Baldoni and Lively.
With public interest growing, industry insiders are closely watching how this case could impact the reputations of those involved. Lively, once seen as a beloved Hollywood figure, now faces increasing backlash, while Baldoni's unexpected rise in public support mirrors similar PR shifts seen in past celebrity legal battles.
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative press and led to a series of clips of her being insensitive in one way, shape, or form with other interviewers in the past. She has no one to blame but herself for that.
The press tour is part of that pay package.
Right.
You have to show up with a smile on your face and be polite to people who are not lobbing, difficult questions at you. They're softballs.
Although the trial is scheduled for March 2026, legal experts predict that the case may be settled quietly to avoid the potential fallout of high-profile depositions. For now, the Hollywood power struggle continues, with leaked messages, shifting alliances, and ongoing speculation ensuring that the drama surrounding It Ends With Us remains a focal point of industry discussions.
I'm not asking anyone to not believe anyone. I am more than willing to take every single text message that exists out there, lay them out, put them on a website for the world to see, have them see the truth and determine the truth for themselves.
You see, whenever you got someone on one side of a lawsuit who is saying just publish everything and let the public decide, go with that person. He is more than willing to put every single text message and communication. Allegedly, she's telling us he's a creep. He stormed into my dressing room when I was feeding my baby. I was vulnerable. And he's going, wait a second, you once invited us in while you were breast pumping, sending us mixed signals. We thought this was totally fine. It's not going to be good for Blake Lively. I am telling you, the vibes are not vibing here for her, okay?
Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.